ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and welcome for everyone for today's session. Okay, so we'll continue our discussion from last class. So once again we will recite the sloka, then after that we'll continue our discussion. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarataschadveshwabhignaswarat tene brahma hrudayadi kavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha amna svena sada nirasta kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. So how the discussion was started? We started in this sloka the discussion from the dhimahi. So what is the meaning of dhimahi? So just for 10 minutes, I will expect the active participation of the students, and so that we can continue easily further. So what is the meaning of dhimahi? I will be asking questions and quickly you can answer, then we can revise it quickly within 10 minutes and then we can continue our discussion. Please, dhimahi means what we have seen. Yeah, Rameshwari Prabhu, Mataji.
Let us all meditate.
Pardon?
Let us all pay our obeisances or meditate.
Yeah. Let us pay our obeisances or meditate. So on what? Next, on what?
Satyam.
On Satyam. So I'll others can say Archana Bhakti Mataji. What is the meaning of Satyam?
Satyam means that which the Satyam means that which exists in all places and at all times.
In all places and all times. Okay. So what is the modifier for this next? So Sudhanshu Prabhu, what is the modifier for the Satyam? Unmuted. Param. What is the meaning of Param?
Param means supreme.
Supreme. Okay. Ultimate. So Param Satyam. Ultimately, Param is the modifier for the Satyam. So Param Satyam, what it indicates?
Parameshwara.
Parameshwara. Yes. Parameshwara. So that means Param Satyam. Satyam, there are so many Satyams are there. Vishnu is also Satyam. Even Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, Vamana, all these are all Satyams. But what kind of Satyam he is meditating? We are all meditating on what kind of Satyam? That Satyam which is ultimate, Param Satyam. That is a Parameshwara. Okay. So then further we discussed about the Janmadhyasya Yataha. So I will be expecting answer from the new people, please. So I request other new devotees also. Everyone should try to participate in this. Janmadhyasya Yataha, what is the meaning of this? Yes, Prabhu, Ramakrishna Prabhu.
In this part, we discussed that from which the creation, maintenance, and destruction of this material world happens.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Janmadhyasya Yataha. Janma Adi means creation, maintenance, and destruction. Asya means of this material world. Yataha means from whom. So that is that whom, that person is who is that? That is Parameshwara. So, okay. On this, Purvapakshi is saying that after saying this much Janmadhyasya Yataha, Purvapakshi is saying that, oh, it is a time. So you want to meditate on the time? You all meditate on the time? So like this, he is asking. So to rectify this, so Vasudev is coming up with the two modifiers. What are those two modifiers? Who will sell next new? Nityamukan Prabhu, yes.
Yes, Anvaya Vitaratas.
Anvayad Itarataha. So what is the meaning of these two, Prabhu? How they are separating, that means the meditation on the time is rectified here. Time is not the objective, but it is another something is objective. So by saying the Anvaya Itaraha, so how they are helping actually? Can you explain?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, like this, from this pot is coming from this mud, and ultimately potter is the Nimitta Karana, and this mud is the Upadan Karan for this pot. So this Anvaya and Vitaratas. So it means that this Upadan Karan, our this Supreme Lord is the Upadan Karan for this whole creation.
Yeah. So here Anvayad Itarataha Cha. There are three words are there. Anvaya is, to understand Anvaya, we give example. So like the mud is Anvaya in the pot. And also pot is Vetireka in the mud. So from the word Anvaya and Itaraha, these two words are saying that, so whatever the cause for this creation, that is Upadana Karanam. And also Chakara is telling that, so that is also Nimitta Karanam. That means, so the cause for this creation should be a Upadana Karanam and Nimitta Karanam. That cannot be simply a time. Time can be Nimitta Karanam, but it cannot be Upadana Karanam. So that's why these three words, Anvaya, Ditaratha, Cha, these three words are finally saying that time is not the object of meditation, or time is not the point of discussion here, but the Parameshwara. Parameshwara is the Anvaya, Ditaraha, and Cha. He can be Upadana and Nimitta Karanam. That is also said in the many Upanishads, many Shruti Vakyas. So after the second kind of explanation also we gave for Anvaya and Itaraha. What is the another kind of explanation for Anvaya and Itaraha? Raise the hands, so new people, please. New devotees, so many are there. Only my Premraj Prabhu. So please switch on your cameras, put on your cameras.
Hare Krishna,
Please. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, for the Anvaya, the second meaning was the Pralaya, or the devastation.
Yeah.
The whole universe is entering into the Parameshwar.
Yeah.
And
The second kind of explanation for Anvaya and Itaraha means Anvaya means entering and Itaraha means separation. So these two meanings we have taken. So that means the one which is cause for this creation, maintenance, and destruction of this universe. So what kind of relationship it is having? This creation is entering and creation is separated. So this meaning is coming actually. So that means whatever is the cause for this material world, that is also Adhisthana Karanam. So this is the second kind of explanation we have given. So Anvaya and Itaracha means we have given Anvaya means entering, Itaraha means separation. Okay, fine. So then after that, next we finally said that Prakriti is not the Upadana Karanam. So Purvapakshi said that, hey, why don't you accept Prakriti is the Upadana Karanam for this and Ishvara as Nimitta Karanam? So separately, because Purvapakshi is raising an objection. What kind of objection Purvapakshi raised here? Will tell. No, new people. So I will pick up the names then if you don't raise the hands. Ram Katha Prabhu, tell me. No? Indra, what is that? Indra Anujada, Indra Anuja Prabhu. Try Prabhu, no problem. No?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
It is
Purvapakshi, what? Yes, Prabhu.
Parmeshwar is changing.
Ah,
So-
very good, very good.
Yeah.
You know actually why you are hesitating. Parameshwara. If you accept Parameshwara as Upadana Karanam, so Purvapakshi is saying that then there is a change in the form of the Parameshwara. So that means which is not desirable for you. So that's why he is saying that Purvapakshi, you accept Parameshwara as Nimitta Karanam and Prakriti as Upadana Karanam. So that what is the intention? He wants to separate the cause as two. So, but not they accepting Parameshwara as ultimate cause. So they are bringing out that Prakriti is the Upadana Karanam and Parameshwara is only the Nimitta Karanam. So this is the kind of, you can see the Sankhya philosophy here. So that's why to reject this. So next further it said Prakriti cannot be the Swatantra Karanam here, and Parameshwara is only the independent cause, total cause for everything, and not the Prakriti. So to say this, the Vasudev is saying the next word in the sloka. What are those two words in the sloka? Giriyada Prabhu. Giriyada Prabhu. Okay. Artheshu Abhignaha. Artheshu Abhignaha. This word is said. So from this, what is happening? So further, that means in the what is the whole discussion is going? Whole discussion is going about the creation. So in the many Shruti statements, so whatever the statements are said in the Shrutis about the creation, in all those statements, whose name was famously said? So Parameshwara's name was said famously, not the Prakriti. So that's why Artheshu Abhignaha is ultimately saying that. So Parameshwara is the ultimate cause, not the Prakriti, and Parameshwara is the total cause. So Arthesh Abhignaha is another meaning of Arthesh Abhignaha is also the one who is the famous in created and non-created things. So that means in the Shastra, created and non-created are discussed, and all these. So we are seeing that means, so in all these entities, who was famous? Krishna is the famous thing. Parameshwara is the famous thing. So then after that, we also discussed that this Arthesha Abhignaha is the meaning of the Ikshter Nashabdam. Okay, that is done. Then after that, so Purvapakshi is having one more doubt actually now. After the establishing Ikshter Nashabdam is the meaning, or rather the Arthesha Abhignaha is the meaning of the Brahma Sutra Ikshter Nashabdam. The next point, Purvapakshi raised one point here. So what is that point? To say Swarat, he raised one point. Who will say? My dear students, so you have to work hard. It's not a cakewalk, please. So prepare, and so being a Bhagavat follower, Bhagavat student, we should always, so at least the first sloka, you should say like anything actually, without stopping anywhere. You have to immediately tell the meaning and also the understanding. You should be explained, and you should first understanding is different, and after the due course of the time, you will be getting the digestion also, digestion of this. So many things also, so many nice points you can say. So, but I'm asking the basic meaning, what I explained. So you should try for this. Yeah. So Amok Prabhu.
So Ishvara cannot be described by words.
Isra?
Cannot be described in words.
No. That is another thing actually. I am asking. Okay, Shubhangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Parameshwara does not have instruments to see, because after creation only everything happens. So
Yes.
before that, how could he glance? So
Yes.
that was the
So
question.
Parameshwara is discussed in the many Shruti Vakyas, how he was doing the creation. But that means he is desiring first, Ekaham Bahusyama, I am one, but I want to become many. He was thinking like this. Then after that, what he did, Tadaikshata, he saw the Prakriti. So he saw the Prakriti, then how he did the creation? He is not doing creation like by hands. So every day, so some bricks he's bringing and started building the universe, the outer layer. He's not doing like that. Just he glanced on the Prakriti, and so the Kala Shakti entered into this, and then Kala Shakti brought the changes in the three modes. That's all creation started come. So that's why Parameshwara did by seeing, glancing on this Prakriti, this creation. So, but we are seeing that creation, all the eyes, everything are coming after the Prakriti, agitation of the Prakriti. So how is he doesn't have any eyes? So because eyes will come after the agitation of the Prakriti. This is the question raised by the Purvapakshi. Then what is the answer Vyasdev is giving? Vyasdev is saying is Swarat. Swarat means what? What is the meaning of Swarat? Come on, don't waste the time, please. You try, even anyone, new people can try. Tanishka Mataji, okay.
The one who shines by own Swarupa.
Seneva Rajite, Swarupeneva Rajite, the one who shines by his own Swarupa. This is the point, actually. Immediately, Vyasdev is saying that. So he doesn't need any other instruments. That means, Navidyate yasya karanam. So, karanam cha. He doesn't need any karanam or any karanam. He is by himself. That means, Swarupeneva Rajate. That is the person Vyasdev is meditating on. And he is asking all us to meditate on such an object. So, Swarat. So, that is the meaning. The next, the point is coming. After hearing this many things, there a Purvapakshi is raising one more question. So, what is that question? Yes, Subhangi Mata.
Lord Brahmaji has independent powers. So they think that he is a cause for the creation based on some statements in Upanishads.
Yeah. So then Purvapakshi is saying, oh, so that means he is independent and he is alone. So in the Shrutis, there are said that, so Brahmaji is the creator and Brahmaji is the cause for this whole creation. So Purvapakshi is saying, oh, do you mean that means whom you want to meditate, that Parameshwara is Brahmaji? So of course, yes, Brahmaji. Like that, Purvapakshi is saying. So to refute this, so then Vyasdev is saying the point. Dinesh Prabhu, actually, he's raising the hand 3 times. I couldn't take his name. So Dinesh Prabhu, Dinesh Deshmukh. That's only Kartik Deshmukh Prabhu. So please give answer for this. Vyasdev, actually, what he's saying for this? No?
Vyasdev says Lord Krishna instructed the knowledge in the heart of Lord Brahma.
Yeah, very good, Prabhu. Good. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. Brahma. So Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. The person whom we all meditate, that person, what he did, he revealed the knowledge to the Brahmaji. That means he gave knowledge to the Brahmaji. That means Brahmaji didn't do the creation by his own. Brahmaji didn't do the creation by his own. That means he is not the self-sufficient person to do the creation. He was given the knowledge by the someone. So that's why Purvapakshi's statement is Brahmaji can be the object of discussion, but not Brahmaji. Now, because as they were saying, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. So that's why Brahmaji is also taught by someone. So how he was taught? So we didn't see Brahmaji as the first living entity. Nobody is going there to teach him. This is the next point is coming. Then what is the answer for this? Ramakrishna Prabhu, what is the answer for this?
Vyasadeva explained saying that, yes, it is the Supreme Lord who revealed this information within the heart, Tene Brahma Hridaya. And he proves to this point.
So that means it is not just said like in a formal way. That means there is one person is standing and another person is sitting and hearing. It's not like that. So that means Brahmaji, before Brahmaji, we don't see anyone in this in the secondary creation. No living entity we see. So then nobody is going to teach him. So, but after that, he did the creation. That means who did then? How the knowledge is transferred? So that's why the knowledge is not transferred in the general way, but knowledge is transferred in a special way. The way, what is that? Hrida Adi Kavai. Tene Hrida. That means in the heart it is revealed. This is the next modifier is coming, and that means refining, ultimately bringing that into the Parameshwara. So, okay. So, Hrida, Hrida, Tene, Hrida means revelation. Hrida means in the heart. The knowledge is revealed in the heart. From this, we are saying that the first sloka is the meaning of, first sloka is having the meaning of Brahma Gayatri. How it is? How can you say this sloka is the meaning of the Gayatri mantra? Giriyada Prabhu. In Hindi, you can tell.
Prabhuji. Tene Brahma Hridaya. Hridaya means Gayatri mantra.
Hridaya means Gayatri mantra.
No, Hridaya means in the heart of Brahmaji. Matlab, Krishna has revealed knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji. Saraswati Gayatri. Saraswati Gayatri. One verse.
अभी डाइजेशन नहीं हुआ, आपको सुने हैं लेकिन डाइजेशन नहीं हुआ, पॉइंट बैठे नहीं दिमाग में. Point बैठे, if point is sitting in your heart, then it will come easily. So that means it is not sitting in your heart, okay, but you are in the area, no problem. So how the Lord revealed knowledge to the Brahmaji? So mantra through the heart he revealed. That means, so like he stimulated the intellectual function of the Brahmaji using the mantra. What is that? Saraswati mantra. So that means Saraswati is the mantra actually. So unmanifested form of Saraswati mantra entered into the heart of the Brahmaji and knowledge is revealed in his heart. So that's why this is in Brahma Gayatri also what we see. The Supreme Lord, we are praying to the Supreme Lord, my dear Lord, please stimulate my intellectual functions so that I can understand the Vedic knowledge, so that I can understand ultimately you, so that I can come back to you. This is the meaning of the Brahma Gayatri. So that means the meaning of Brahma Gayatri is what? Stimulation of the intellectual function. So we are praying to that. But here, if you see in the first sloka also, the Supreme Lord is stimulating the intellectual function of the Brahmaji and so revealing the knowledge. So that's why the Gayatri mantra meaning and the first sloka meaning are same. So that's why first sloka is the Brahma Gayatri only. And one more proof is Dhimahi. Dhimahi word is also there. So from this also we can say it is Brahma Gayatri only. That's why in the Matsya Purana what is that? Gayatrim yatra Gayatrim adhikrutya. The Bhagavatam, what is the definition of the Bhagavatam? That book is known as Bhagavatam, which is starting with Brahma Gayatri and which is having the Uttarasarvada and which is having the 18,000 slokas. So this is all the Lakshana for the Bhagavatam, which is said in the Matsya Purana. So that's why Matsya Purana is also proof. That means first sloka is nothing but the Gayatri mantra. So after this, we discussed this. There is one more point. So one more Purvapakshi objection is coming. Sudhanshu Prabhu, what is that objection?
Sukta Pratibuddha Nyaya Prabhu.
Yes.
Like somebody sleeping and he got revelation.
Yeah.
So, but it is then Vyasdev says it is not possible because this is not a material knowledge which can be experienced through revelation. It is
Yes.
this Muhyantit Surya, even greater demigods get
Very
confused
good.
by this.
Very good. So Purva Pakshi is saying maybe this knowledge to, that means he is giving this some argument here. So Supta Pratibuddha Nyaya. That means many times we will be realizing some material things in the sleep. Example, I give the fear caused by the tiger. You may not change in this life. So tiger, but you didn't have the fear, but in the dream you can see the tiger and it's chasing you, and you realize the fear caused by the tiger. So that is known as some things can be realized in the sleep. So Supta Pratibuddha Nyaya. Same in that way, this Vedic knowledge, which is describing about the Lord and which is revealing about the creation. So this knowledge maybe Brahmaji himself realized in the sleep. So there is no need of someone to tell. So that means everyone, we can also then can get this kind of knowledge. So this tattvam, that's a knowledge means that's tattvam are the about the Brahman, about the absolute truth. This can be realized by itself. So this kind of objection is coming from the Purva Pakshi. Then what is said? Muhyanti yat surayaha. This knowledge is not a ordinary knowledge. Even the people who are very learned in the so-called society, who are treated as a learned people, even they also get the bewilderment. And such a knowledge is impossible to get the revelation in the sleep, just like that. But it is so given by the Supreme Law. So definitely, this much we have done. Then today we have to discuss Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. This is the discussion, okay? I expect at least in first sloka and thoroughly, each and every word, if you are able to explain, so our course is successful. Maybe in learning other things or may not be whatever, I don't know, but at least this much. First sloka conveniently, very happily, easily. So you should be present to anyone. And so that it will be helping you also. And at least first sloka only, we don't know. Actually, how many of you able to recite the first sloka without seeing? Everyone know that? Okay. At least I request all of you to memorize the sloka, first sloka. And also each and every word you should take and you should be able to explain. And if you learn the first thing, then if you meditate on that, you can feel the happiness actually. The way the Lord is established in here. And if you remember that explanation, and it will help you to relish, then how will you enjoy? If you want to enjoy the Srimad Bhagavatam, so you should know properly the meanings. Then you can enjoy. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next point. Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo trisargo mrisha. Tejo vari mridam. We'll open our file. Just give me 1 minute. Who is the host? Make me host. Adokshas Das. Adokshas Prabhu. Yes. Here from here. Tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. Here opponent is raising a point. What is his objection? Parameshwara, being an object for meditation, should have form. That means we cannot meditate on the formless thing. Definitely it should be having a form. Generally, forms are created by three modes. That means sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. These are the needed. In material world, you see this mobile. This mobile is made up of three modes. This pen is made up of three modes. This body is made up of three modes. That is a regular practice. Any object which is having the form is made up of three modes. That is the general our observation. Every day we are seeing like this. So now what we are saying, Vasudev is meditating on the Parameshwara, then Parameshwara definitely should have the form. If you want to meditate, there should be a form. So then form means it is already obviously made by the three modes. Then anything made by three modes is not permanent. This is the fundamental philosophy. If you see the Sankhya philosophy, anything made by the three modes will be finished. If anything is produced, definitely there is a destruction. So there is a destruction. This is a rule. Anything produced will be destroyed. So that's why we say Atma is neither created nor destroyed. So this is the philosophy we see. But Purvapakshi doesn't have intelligence like all of you, because he is having some less intelligence. That's why he will be raising this kind of thing. He doesn't know that the Lord is eternally existing. He is thinking that whatever you said, that means Parameshwara is object for the meditation. Based upon that, he is raising this point. He is raising this point. So that means ultimately he is establishing that Parameshwara is also not permanent. Then to answer such a Purvapakshi, so Vasudev is saying, Tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrsha. This is the answer. Okay. This is only total one line only. This is the total sentence you should take. You cannot, there is no need to break. Okay. First of all, Tejo vari mrudam means what? Tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo. First of all, you take the meaning of vinimaya. Vinimaya meaning is vinimayaha, seeing. So something in other. Seeing other thing in another. Example is given here. Yatha means example. Example for this is what? Tejo vari mrudam. Tejo vari mrudam means Teja means fire. Vari means water. Mrud means mud. So we are seeing, that means seeing one in another. For this example is giving the fire, water and mud. In our day-to-day life, we are seeing or not? We are seeing the fire, water in the fire. Example is mirages. So when you see a mirage, so in that mirage, you will be seeing there is water. When you travel in a desert, in the long distance, if you see, there you will be seeing some water is there. And you are running and reaching that place, nothing is there. Because sometimes in the summer season, when the light falls on in that sand and that is reflecting back, then what will happen? It looks like water, but actually there is no water. So that means we can see, that means we are seeing water in fire. Out of what? Out of illusion. Out of not the tattva he is seeing. Out of the illusion it can happen. Similarly, there is a seeing one in another. So example is water, fire and so mud. So fire, water and mud. So that means we are seeing the water in the fire. You can also see mud in the water. We can see mud in the water. Sometimes you'll be seeing the in the ocean long. That means you might be seeing we might have went to the Jagannath Puri and seeing the ocean long distance. There you'll be seeing some kind of bank is there, some boundary is there, and something is there, like that mud is there, like that you'll feel thinking. You'll be getting that kind of vision, perception, false perception. So that is the example for this seeing the mud in the water. Next, water in the mud. This is also possible. If you take a thick glass, this much big size thick glass, if you take, and sometimes it is broken, and if you see that, if you see the edge of that, you'll be seeing some kind of so water drops inside to that. But actually there are no water drops into that, and that is also mud only. Glass is nothing but what is another form of the transformation of the mud only. But you feel that there is a water. So these are the different examples. So because of the illusion, we see one in another. Tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimaya. Vinimaya means seeing one in another. Example, for what is that example? Seeing one in another is Tejo vari mrudam. That means fire, water, and mud. So how out of illusion one will see, so these things one in another. Similarly, seeing law, that means material manifestation. That means Lord is Sachidananda Vigraha, but by seeing his form, so one may think that it is made up of three modes. That body, like how our body is made up of three modes. So some people may think that his body is also made up of three modes. So this kind of seeing, that means instead of seeing Sachidananda Vigraha, you are seeing the material Vigraha, material form. Like that is nothing but what? Seeing that kind of vision. Mrusha. Yatra Trisargo Mrusha. So see, Trisarga means material manifestation. Yatra means that Parameshwara, whose form is Sachidananda form. So in that, seeing the material manifestation is what? Mrusha. Example is seeing the water in the fire, seeing the mud in the water, seeing the water in the mud, how it is Mrusha is illusion. Yatha means how it is illusion. The same way, so seeing the material manifestation Trisarga in the Lord is also illusion. So that means if you understand by seeing the Lord's body, it is out of material manifestation, it is simply what? Mrusha. It is Mrusha only. It is illusion only. Okay, this is the basic understanding of Tejo Vari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrusha. So that means what we are establishing finally, Lord's body is Sachidananda Vigraha, and but if someone is seeing his body is material manifestation, so then that is nothing but what? Like seeing the water in the fire. Is a Mrusha only. So how can you say Lord's body is Sachidananda Vigraha? There is a proof. You see, Upanishads are there, Puranas are there, so many quotations. So Viśwanātha Thakur gave. I didn't mention all those. You can see. Tam ekam govindam Sachidananda Vigraham. Tam ekam govindam Sachidananda Vigraham. His form is Sachidananda, Sachitananda. It is not out of Rajas Tamas Sattva. No, it is not out of the Sattva Rajas Tamas. It is out of Sachitananda. Okay, next. One more point is here. What to speak of the Lord? There are so many statements in the Puranas and Upanishads and other Agama Shastras. Not only the Lord, even the devotees. Devotees also, their body is also Sachidananda Vigraha. That is said. Where it is said? You see here. So many quotations are there. I am not going through all these quotations. You can see in the Mula from here. Ritam Satyam Param Brahma Purusham Nrukesari Vigraha iti Rusamhitapani. That means Ritam Satyam. That means his form is Satyam, which is existing all the times, past, present, and future in every way. So this is the Nrsimhatapani Upanishad. Next, Nirdosha Purna Guna Vigraha. Nirdosha Purna Guna Vigraha. Nirdosha Purna Guna. Nirdosha means Sattva Rajas Tamar Dosha Yuktam actually. Dosha means they have the they are temporary, they are destroyed. But here, and also because of Sattva Rajas and Tamas, there will be dosha will be there. Dosha means, so like how our body is having the dosha, that means three doshas, Kapha Pitta Vayu. It is made up of Kapha Pitta Vayu. Three modes means it is made up of Kapha Pitta Vayu. Dosha is there. Kapha dosha, Pitta dosha, and Vayu dosha. But Lord's body is Nirdosha Purna. There are no doshas. That means it is completely transcendental. There is, who is saying? So this is also one more Upanishad, Atma Tantro Nischetanatma Sharira Gunaischa Hinaha. So this is from the another Brahmanda Purana. So next, Ananda Matram Mukapada Saroruhadi. That means Lord's face and his form, everything is smile, everything is ananda matra. That means full of made with bliss only. It's not, they are all not made with any material object. Sorry, it is from the Dhyana Bindu Upanishad. This is from the Dhyana Bindu. These two statements, the Brahma Purana, sorry. So next in the Puranas also, in the Upanishads, we have seen till here. So then after that, different Puranas also, they are saying about the Lord's body is transcendental. Nanda Vraja Jananandi Satchidananda Vigraha iti Brahmanda Purana. Satchidananda Vigraha. This is the word you should catch. So his body is completely Satchidanandamaya. Sarve Nityaha Shashvatascha Dehastasya Paramatmanaha Hanopadana Rahita Naiva Prakriti Jahvachet iti Mahavaraha saying Sarve Nityaha Shashvatascha Deha Tasya Paramatmanaha. Paramatma is having the various bodies, Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, Nృసింga, all these bodies are Nityaha Shashvataha. All the bodies of the Lord are the eternally existing. It's not that the Kurma Avatara is finished and Kurma Avatara body is not there now. No, it's not like that. Kurma body is there eternally. Nృsinga body is there eternally. Vamana body is there eternally. Everything is eternally existing. All the time they are existing. And Nృsinga Loka is there. Vamana Loka is there. Varaha Loka is there. They are also eternally existing in the spiritual world. So that is said in the Mahavaraha. Next, Srechamayasya natu bhutamayasyeti cha babanda prakrutam yateti tvayeva nitya sukhabodha tanaviti. So there are so many statements from the Bhagavatam also. Nitya sukhabodha tanu. That means his body is nitya sukhabodha. Is completely, if anything is made up of material modes, it cannot be a blissful thing. It will be having some kind of sorrow in this. Any object made out of three modes will be having will be cause for the sorrow. Example, fan is there. Fan is made up of three modes. Yes, fan is made up of three modes, obviously. Any object made up of three modes will not give bliss all the time. Is not full of bliss, is full of miseries. Example, fan make you bliss for temporary time. Bliss means sukha, some material sukha for temporary time. Example, fan, if you take, in the summer season, fan will give little bliss. If you are sweating so much and you are having a lot of sweat, so at that time, if you sit under the fan, and because of that air from the fan, you may get the little bliss. Because it is made up of the sattva guna also, because any object made up of three modes means sattva will be there in the some portion. Sattva is there in the fan. Because of that sattva guna, you will be getting some kind of relief in the summer season. But that same fan will be giving the pain to you also, because it is made up of tamas also. The same fan, if you use in the winter season, then what will happen? You will be getting a lot of sneezing and problem. So definitely you'll be shivering and it will be creating a problem. So that's why anything, that means sattva is the cause for the bliss. In the Bhagavad Gita, what you study? Sattva is the cause for the bliss. Rajas is cause for the pain. Tamas is cause for the ignorance. So these three properties of the gunas we studied in the Bhagavad Gita. And you can see every object in this material world is made up of these three modes, and that will be the cause for these three things. You might be seeing some kind of little bliss in the objects. Yes. And also like mobile. Mobile is also made up of three modes. That means it is also having the sattva. It is also having the rajas, and it is also having the tamas. So it will be cause for the pleasure. It will be cause for the some kind of pain. It can be cause for the ignorance. Yes or no? Yes. Example, you can see mobile. When you want to speak with someone who is very far from you, you can use this and you can get the bliss from this. You can easily use this and you can get that activity from this, that result from this. Then it is giving the bliss. That means sattva guna is there. That's why it is giving the little bliss. Then after that, it will give the pain to you. How it will give the pain to you? So this mobile is blasted. Sometimes when you are using this in the charging mode, so and if you are using the mobile, then it will be blasted and it will give the pain to you. Or otherwise, someone stolen this. So no, next that is the one example. Or otherwise, it got repaired. So then you will be getting the pain. Oh, my mobile now it is not functioning, and you will be getting the pain. So next, this object is having tamoguna. It will be cause for the illusion also. It will give you the bewilderment. So you are so attached to this mobile, and this is lost somehow or other. Then because of loss of this mobile, you will be having this so much, that means delusion and illusion, and you will forgetting what you have to do tomorrow. So all the time, tomorrow's exam is there, today mobile is lost, and because of attachment for this mobile, you are so much worried about this mobile and thinking about this mobile, and that exam is very crucial and important, but you didn't prepare and you didn't give properly, and you are failed in that exam, and finally your life is spoiled. You didn't have, or you are not able to get that job or something, whatever. Yes, sir. This mobile is cause for the illusion also. That means anything in this whole world will be cause for these three. Even any body, your wife body, your husband body, your son body, your daughter body, this, that, everything is made up of modes. Everything is cause for these three. So, but here what is said? Nitya Sukha Bodha Tanau. Nitya Sukha Bodha Tanau. That means it is no modes, no sattva, no rajas, no tamas, completely filled with the bliss. So that body is always giving the bliss only to you, always gives pleasure to us. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. But Purvapakshi is not able to having the idea. He doesn't have idea that any form means it should be made up of the three modes. And he's trying to prove that Lord's body is also temporary. But no, Upanishads are saying, Puranas are saying, so many other Shastras also saying, Lord is transcendental. Satya Gnana Ananta Ananda Matraika Murtayaha. Satya Gnana Ananta Ananda Matra. Only Ananda. If it is made up of Rajas, then there is a tamas, there is a pain. That means some kind of dukkha also will be there in that form. But dukkha is not invested in that form. It is Ananda Matra. The word Ananda Matra is saying that is eliminating possibility of having the dukkha in that form. That means that form cannot be cause for the pain for anyone. So that's why from this what we are establishing, Lord will not be cause for anyone's pain. Definitely. Many times people say that Lord didn't do this for me. Lord didn't do that for me. Lord, this kind of anyaya, that means this kind of injustice did for me. So many they say, but what is this? He is completely transcendental. He cannot be cause for anyone's pain. He can be cause for only the bliss for anyone. Ityadi Sri Bhagavata tad akarasya amayikatvat. From the so many sentences from the Bhagavatam also, because Bhagavatam is the emperor pramana. From that pramana also we are saying that tasya akarasya amayikatvat. So his form is amayika. Amayika means it's not made with the maya. Maya is the cause. If it is made up of with the maya, means it is having the three moods. Next, anindriya, anaha, anindriya, anahara, anishpanna, sugandhinaha, ekantinaste purushaha sveta deepa nivasinaha. So this is from the Narayaniya. This is from the Narayaniya Purana. So from this, what is said? Even the inhabitants, the residents of the Sveta Deepa are all anishpannaha. Their bodies are not produced. Anaharaha. They don't want anything to maintain that body, anything to eat. So sugandhinaha. If you smell our body, lot of bad smell will come. But sugandhinaha, all those bodies are completely the fragments, the fragrance, whatever is coming is very blissful. So such a bodies they were having. So that means, the inhabitants of the Sveta Deepa itself, their bodies are like this. Then what to speak of the Lord's body? Who is the in charge for that whole planet? And what to speak of him? So that is the point. Tad bhaktanam api Sveta Deepa Vikunta Puravasinitvasitvena Sakaratve Labde Anindriya Ityadibir Mayikatva Nishedhat Tad Akarasya Amayikatve Kaha Samshayaha. Why you have doubt in the Lord's body? Are the bodies who are there, the inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planet, they are having the form, and also they are all beyond this material senses. They are all beyond they are all not made up of any Maya, because they don't want to eat anything to maintain that body. They don't want to. So there is no destruction, there is no old age, and also they are always giving the sweet aroma from that body is coming. So that means their inhabitants' body is clearly established. They are out of the Maya. They are not made up of material Maya. Then what to speak of the Lord? Lord, is there any difficulty to accept? Lord is having the form also, and that body is not made up of the Maya. Is there any difficulty? There is no difficulty. So this is the thing. So then this much is the explanation for the Tejo Varipradam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Musha. So इतना बोलने के बाद भी कुछ लोगों को मन संतुष्ट नहीं होता है. Even after telling this much, someone's heart may not be pleased. So as they were thinking like this, अरे इतना मैं तो बोल दिया तेजो वारिमृदाम यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा. So maybe he was thinking, he is not satisfied by saying this much. Generally, teachers also feel like that. After saying something, we feel that maybe they are not able to understand and it's not clear. So that's why we repeat once again, because so we always see the perception, we see things with the perception of the student's perception. With that perception, we see. So similarly, so as they is thinking, so feeling that maybe they may not be satisfied with this, because I may not, that means giving the full information, that means our may not be readers are not satisfied. For what? So Lord's body is completely transcendental and not the out of material modes. Whatever the logics and whatever things I give, they may not be happy with this. So let me give further. So let me describe the Lord even further. So for that he said the next words. Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhukam. Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhukam. What is the translation for this? So we'll see that. Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhukam. Nirasta kuhukam is only one word, but this compound word, you can break it into the two words. So we will see that. What is the meaning of Dhamna? We'll quickly finish and start the next sloka. Dhamna, first you take the Dhamna. Dhamna is having the three meanings. Dhamna, one meaning is Dhamna, Dhaman Shabda. This is a root form is Dhaman. So the Tritiya Vibhakti, Dhamna. That means by Dham. By Dham. Dham means what? Swarupa Shakti. Dham means Swarupa Shakti. Dhamna means by Swarupa Shakti. So one meaning for Dhamna is by Swarupa Shakti. Another meaning of Dhamna is by the influence of the own realization which presents in the heart. What it means? So when some devotees are there, when devotees so realize the Lord, that means Lord is sitting in the heart. When you do the devotion, Lord will appear in the heart. And what he will do? He will dispel all the ignorance, whatever is there in the heart. Whenever you chant, Shrunvatam Sokatam Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hrudyantastohya Padrani Vidunoti Suhrit Satam. What Sutta Goswami is saying, when you chant the holy name, it is entering. When you vibrate the Krishna's name, they are entering from your mouth into your ear. And that holy name is nothing but the Lord, and Lord in the form of Bhava. In the form of Bhava, he is entering into the ears and he is going inside further and he is coming to the heart and sitting in the heart and he is destroying all the Vidunoti. That means he is destroying all the Vidunoti Suhrus Satam, all the calamities, all the contamination, all the false logics and misunderstandings, whatever is there in your heart, everything is destroying. Shanvatam Sakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtan Hrudyantasto Abhadrani. Abhadrani means different desires, material desires, everything is destroying. So that's why here Dhamna means Lord who is entered into the heart, and by his effulgence, that means when you realize the Lord and you experience the Lord in that experience also you can take as Dhamna here. So by the influence of own realization, which presents in the heart. Realization of what? Realization of Lord. Realizing the Lord. That realization's influence is considered as here Dhamna. This is the second meaning of the Dhamna. Third meaning of the Dhamna is by the form which is shining with sweetness, opulence, which are increasing in every moment. Lord's sweet form. Lord's form is out of what? You can see the Sanskrit words actually. Sanskrit words are very attracting. Okay, what is said here? These three things. Dhamna means Swarupa Saktya, or otherwise Swabhakta Nishta Swanubhava Prabhavena. That means in his devotee's heart, he's giving his experience, and that experience is having some influence, and that influence is considered as Dhamna here. Or otherwise, Pratipada Samuchalana Madhurya Ishwarya Braj Sri Vigrahena Va. This is the third meaning. Pratipada, that means every moment. Samuchalana Madhurya Aishwarya Braj Sri Vigrahena. Lord's form is shining with the sweet qualities and also full of opulent. So his form is shining with the sweet qualities and with opulence. And they are increasing every moment. Lord is not limited. Lord is unlimited. Lord is Ananta. Ananta means infinite. Infinite means his qualities, there is no ending. If his qualities are not increasing, his sweetness is not increasing, then there will be at one day you'll reach the final. Then the Lord will not be called as unlimited or Ananta. The Ananta word of the Lord, Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Lord is Ananta. Ananta means his qualities all the time increasing. His sweet qualities, his sweet opulence, everything is all the time increasing. And so that Vigraha, you can take as here Dhamna. Dhamna means you can take that kind of Vigraha. That Vigraha is the meaning of Dhamna. So Dhamna, next what? Svena. Svena is the sloka. In the sloka, Svena is there. What is the meaning of Svena? Asadharanena. Svena means Asadharanena means extraordinary. Used by the influence, by the extraordinary influence. Now, if you combine the two words, Dhamna, Svena means by the extraordinary influence. Sada. Sada means past, present, and future. All the time. Kala Trayam means past, present, and future. Nirastaha kuhukaha. Nirasta kuhukam means nirastaha kuhukaha. Kutarka nishtaha. Yenatam. What it means? So it means Lord is kuhukaha means kutarka nishtaha. That means false logics or bad logics. We have so many bad logics about the Supreme Lord, devotion, creation, and so on. So kutarkaha, that means kuhakaha means kutarka nishtaha. That means our all thoughts are filled with the bad logic. And nirastaha, these are all destroyed. By whom? By the Lord. By what? By using his Vigraha, by his transcendental form, or otherwise by his Swarupa Sakti, or otherwise by his experience, which is given in the heart. So that experience influence, by the influence of the experience which is given by him in the heart of the devotee. So by this, what he is doing? He is destroying all the kutarkas. What it means? Simple words. When you do the Lord's holy name and when you chant, so then what will happen? Whatever the misinterpretations, false interpretations are there in your heart, That means kutarkaha, whatever are there in our heart. So those are all destroyed by his sweet form. That means the Lord's form is so sweet when you start experiencing. So you'll be you can maintain. So that means what? If you understand in a simple language, Lord is going to do what? You see, if you use our material intelligence to understand the Krishna, so always there will be some kind of objection. Keep on going. What will be the finally, how will be satisfied? Only thing is, Tarka Pratishthanat. It is already said in the Shastra, by the Vedanta Sutras, by the Vasudev. By the Tarka, you cannot reach to the Lord. Ultimately, you should accept the authority of the Shastra. In Shastra, it is said that Lord's form is Sachidananda Vigraha. You should accept that. And Lord's holy name is the protector. You should accept that. And you chant the holy name. And when you chant the holy name, and then the Lord will be giving his experience. He will make you to feel him. So by that kind of sweet experiences, sweet realizations, what will happen? So all your kutarkas, whatever is there, everything will be destroyed. Many times, many discussions we get, oh, this is that, and what is this? I'm not pointing anyone. Just in our society also, how Jiva is coming to this material world, and whether it is there from the Goloka or otherwise from the Anadikal, it is this. So it's not intention to say anyone, but just I'm saying one example. So many logics we get. Oh, maybe it like this, maybe it is not like that. But it is already said, this creation and Lord is inconceivable and he is beyond the achintya. That means he is beyond the everything. That means beyond the logic. Achintya means achintya kalu ye bhavaha tans tarkena nayojayet. You cannot understand the achintya thing by the tarka. So our intelligence is coming from the prakriti. It is coming from the prakriti, and Lord is there beyond the prakriti, and time is also is under his control. So from the beginning, on the these that we think, but everything we are thinking, our mind is functioning based upon the time and space. In these two frames, it is working. If you make any sentence, it is having the time element and space element. Example, I'm giving little deep explanation here. Please focus. Focus. So this mobile is in my hand. Mobile is in my hand means here time is there or not in the sentence. Is means presently it is there. That means present tense. That sentence is representing the present tense. And in my hand, that means space also is mentioned here or not. Any sentence if you take, it is covering the two things, time and space. That means our intelligence, our mind is functioning in the framework of time and space. And this time and space are coming from the Prakriti. When Lord glances, then after that only these are all coming. These are all created. Time, space, and also the mind, everything are coming from the Prakriti. And you are taking these instruments and you are trying to understand the thing which is beyond this. So that's why, my dear friends, your dry logic is not at all having any value worth. So then what? I should accept everything blindly? No, you should accept Shastra. You should accept the Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, Lord is Sachidananda Vigraha, he said, you should accept that. And that's why our Tarka should not go beyond the Shastra. So in the Shastra it is said, then we should follow that. We should follow that. So Shastra is saying that Lord is beyond our mental speculation, our material intelligence. So that's why Lord is beyond this time, and Jivatma is also beyond the time. Then how we can figure it out? That means trying to understand through this mental intelligence. So that's why we should simply take it as whatever Shastra is saying that we should follow. And ultimately what? We should take the real thing, the procedure, the process, abhideya, that is bhakti. Should accept the bhakti, and by that bhakti, we should, that means if you chant the holy name, then what? Lord will be giving the experience about him to you. He will make you to feel him. You can experience him. And from that, by the influence of that experience, all the kutarkas will go. So that is the ultimate. That's why Dhamna Svena Nirasta Kuhukam. So that means he will give realization whom he is going to select. So that means Lord Tarka Pratishtanat. That's why the sutra is also coming. You see, Tarka Apratishtanat. You cannot understand Lord by your Tarka. You have to accept the Shastra, whatever the way Shastra is describing, you should accept that as it is. There is no misinterpretations. Giving the secondary meanings like how the Shankaracharya gave. So this is also another, you are accepting Shastra, but there is another deviation actually. This is also wrong. So one should accept the as it is, like Bhagavad Gita as it is. Like we should accept all the Shastra as it is. Achintya Bheda philosophy is establishing, is helping you to accept the Shastra as it is without doing any secondary interpretation. That is the glory of the Achintya Bheda. So that's why we should accept. So we should understand deeply Achintya Bheda and how it is helping us to, without giving any secondary explanations to the Shruti Vakyas, we are taking the directly meaning. Okay, Tarka Pratishtanat. So that's why all our doubts will be clarified, will be nullified by the influence of the experience given by the Lord to his devotees. So that is the Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhukam. So Kuhukam means Kutarkas. That's why it is said that Yatra Yamai Vesha Vrunute Tena Lapyasta Shesha Atma Vrunute Tanun Swam. This is a Shruti. What is the meaning? Whomever he is selecting, to him only he is available. You cannot demand. You cannot demand, even if you chant, you cannot demand that, oh my dear Lord, I am chanting for the last 10 years. Why you are not giving the experience? I am demanding, you should give. No. If we select you, then he will give experience to you. Process is there. It's not that the process, if you follow and you can demand. No. Ultimately, he should give, he should select you. When Lord select, then only we can realize him. Yam eva, eshaha vrunate means selects. When whom he selects, so by that person only he will be realized. And he will be realized means he will be revealing his form. He will so reveal his form, his body, his form to him. Tanum means his form, his own form. He will reveal to them only. So, but you cannot understand this by the just logic. Purvapakshi can put so many questions and finally he can keep on putting the thousands of questions. So he may not allow you to follow your devotion, practice your devotion. You will keep on answering him, and there is no end actually. Now we are here, Viśwanātha Thākura is showing the only few Purvapakshi thoughts. If you go deeply, there are so many opponents are there, thousands of opponents are there, and you can in first sloka you can take, and also you can show thousands of opponents' views and how those are nullified by our Vyasadev's words. That also we can do. 100 explanations can be given on every sloka also. That is there. That kind of potential possibility is there in this sloka. But ultimately, that kind of dry discussion is not necessary. Finally, what? Finally, saying that Vyasadeva to all our audience, hey, by so much discussion is not necessary. You should practice. You should do the devotion, and you should experience his influence of his experience. You should experience him, and with that experience, all your kutarkas will be out. He's saying this finally. Okay. Iti srutya swashabdena tanu. So that means Lord is revealing his form, means he is having the body. That is the meaning. Swena swam tanuhu means, swa means his own, tanuhu means the body. That means his own body means like that is the Swarupa, Gata body. That is in the Swarupa only. Because our body is not our Swarupa. Our material body is not our Swarupa. Because our material body is not our Swarupa. It is not own. It is given. It is outside to our Swarupa. But in the case of Lord, Swam Tanuhu, this Swam body is saying that body is not different from him. So that is the point. Sarupa bhutatve labde tada prakriti kshobat purvameva bhahusyam. So that means his body his own body is saying. It is not own. Our body is not own. This body is own. In the next life, you will be getting the dog body or the cat body. If someone get the cat body, then what about this body? This body is over now. If it is my own, then it should be always with me. If something is your own, it should be always with you or not. It is not with you means it is not your own. But in this material world for Vyavahara, we say, this is my mobile, this is my pen. Actually, nothing is yours. Because if it is yours, then it should be with always you. It is not always with you means it is not yours. It is not yours. So, but in the case of Lord, Swam word is used. That means it is always with him. That means it is out of Swarupa. Sorry, it is manifesting. So that means now we are saying to the Purvapakshi. So Purvapakshi previously what he said, he is getting the eyes. Eyes will be coming after the agitating the Prakriti. So that is the Purvapakshi's stand. Now we are saying to the Purvapakshi, hey, dekho, see, Lord is having such a form which is always with him. That means he is having eyes, ears, everything, which are made up of Satchidananda, transcendental, and he is seeing that eyes, and which are beyond the Prakriti, Amayikatvam. Already we said that. So at Tejo Varimudam, there we already established. They are all free from the Maya, and those are existing beyond the Prakriti. So that means you should understand that as it is, if you understand, he is agitating the Prakriti, and after that eyes are coming means he is agitating by Prakriti by his glances means. So if you take this sentence as it is without any kutarka, so it is clearly showing that Lord is having the eyes beyond the, before the agitating the Prakriti means his eyes are beyond the Prakriti. So that means his form is transcendental and all our forms are the material. Simple actually. Even that's why we should take the Achintya Bheda philosophy and see the Shruti statements. Understand Shruti statements in the light of the Achintya Bheda. There is no need to do any misinterpretations, and you will understand Tattva very easily. This is the glory of the. So also it is said in the many slokas, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Srita is Swabhaviki Gnana Bala Kriyacha. So he is having all the Shaktis which are very natural to him, which are his own. So that means it is also establishing Lord's body is his own, and it is out of Swarupa Shakti. And to establish Lord's body is beyond, you can use this also. So Lord's body is glancing before the agitating. Lord is glancing, and means he is having the eyes, so which are before the agitating the Prakriti. Means his eyes are transcendental. You can say this also you can use and establish Lord's body is transcendental. There are so many ways we have seen. So finally, let us see in our file. Before glancing on Prakriti, Lord thought to become many, and then he glanced on Prakriti. It means Lord's mind and eyes and everything are transcendental, not out of the Maya. This you should understand. Next, Lord's potencies are natural and also inconceivable. One should not apply dry logic on inconceivable objects. So still if someone applies, he will be going to hell. Okay. One should not apply our dry logic on understanding the Lord's potencies. Any question? I think. How can you say he will be going to the hell? So that is said here. 1 second. Where it is? Achintya kalu ye bhava tan sarkena prakritim paramcha yachadinche lakshanam atra nayojayet linga. Nirayepi pratisyanti sada patantu tair alam samlapanena iti. There is a statement. Narrative. So if someone try to understand the Lord's potencies using the dry logic, the mind and intelligence which are coming out of the Prakriti, and using that, if you want to understand which is created those, you are understanding what is the point. You are trying to use this your material mind and intelligence to understand the object which is the creator of those two. So what is this? This is simply a foolishness. And if you with the arrogance and if the some kind of that feeling, so if you try to understand Lord's potencies by this dry logic, neraye patishyanti, they will go to the hell. Okay. Any questions here? No? Subo need like so Dr. Chandra Prakash.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you said that ultimately we have to accept the Shastra. There is no logic applied.
Yes.
So then
You
why
can
there is so many...
accept logic in the boundaries of Shastra.
Okay. That's why I was just wondering that why then there is a lot of Dishra Darsana, so much discussion just to make one point clear, whereas the Shastra is very clearly saying one point. So if I suppose accept that point, then is it needed for me to understand all those things?
Yes. So it means Tarka Pratishthanat. If you see the Vedanta Sutra and explanation, you should not keep the Tarka as in a higher position and Shruti in the lower position. No. You should not give the high importance to the logic. Logic should follow the Shastra, but Shastra should not be followed. This should not follow. You should not make Shastra to follow Tarka. No, that is wrong. Tarka is not superior. Tarka is assistant, and Shastra is a master. And Tarka should assist master, that is Shastra, to understand those statements. But if by the Tarka, you should not negate the statements given by the Shastra. That is our understanding. That is the point. So Tarka or logic is there to just to assist the Shastra. Rupa Goswami also says in the Nectar of Devotion this. Yes, Sudhanshu Prabhu. Recently you studied.
Oh, just confirming this Tarka Pratisthana can it be done Tarka plus Pratishtha? Is it possible?
No. Tarka, then it will become Dirgha. Tarka Pratishthanat it will become. Then that is wrong. Tarka Apratisthana. Okay, next.
Okay.
Nityamukan Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, from this Tejovari Mridam, actually, you gave in your notes 3 points, fire, water, and earth, and you have given 3 examples. So, there can be more examples also?
Yeah, Prabhu. We can see water in the fire, fire in the water. That is also examples we can see. So sometimes fire in the water. So maybe some clear water is there. You might be seeing some kind of fire. Like some kind of fire means you can take lightning also, something. I'm not having ready-made examples, Prabhu, but here the point is anything can be seen in anyone. Maybe Viśwanātha gave 3 examples and I told those.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, fire in the water actually is like when the huge waves of the ocean comes up. On the top of that waves, you will actually see the fire. So that's the example given. Devastation.
One example is Indradhanas, the Vibjiyar actually. That is actually true because of water. Water is that's what do you say? Tushara actually, the droplets of water are in the atmosphere and that will make the light
Ost,
to,
Ost,
yeah,
Ost बोलते हैं.
yeah. Like this, Prabhu, I am not exactly giving the examples. So like this, several examples, combinations are possible. Okay, next, Chaitanya Nitai Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you said that Tarka should be kept like secondary thing while accepting the position of God, right? So,
Bro, can you speak loudly?
Okay, can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah.
So you said that the Tarka should be kept in the secondary way while accepting the position of God, right?
Yeah.
So, but when we are trying to preach or convince anyone who is atheist or anyone who is Mayavadi, they will be accepting the Tarka only. They will not accept like belief system, like belief on Shastra, belief on Guru or Pramana. Like, so how to deal with in the practical way? Like, because even if I spoken with some Mayavadi from the Joshi Mutt and Shringeri Mutt, they said that everything in Vedanta, we should establish everything with the Nyaya.
Yeah. Yeah. There are the different schools, Prabhu, like Vedanta school, Nyaya school, Sankhya school, Patanjali, that means Yoga school, Mimamsa school. There are the different schools are there, and they follow their acharyas. Like example, Vedanti school, all Advaitins, we also, that means Vaishnavas, Sri Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, all we actually comes under the Vedanta school. We accept three pramanas: Shabda Pramana, Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana. Sorry, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Shabda. These three majorly we accept, and all Vedantis they accept Shabda as the highest pramana. Even Shankaracharya also. But others like Nyayayika school, if you go to the Nyayayikas, where you can see Nyayayikas, you can see Nyayayikas in the Kasi, Banaras. If you go to the Nyaya school, like the Vachaspati Mishra and these people, they are very strong followers. 500 years back at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, they were there. So Chaitanya, at that time, Navadvip is the hub for the Nyayayikas. And the very powerful Nyayayikas were there. And they used to establish and accept everything through the logic. So Nyayayikas, they give the first preference for the highest preference, highest authority for the Tarka, but not the Vedantis. So Vedantis, all they follow Shabda only. So then how to convince them? So Nyayayikas, so our acharyas are establishing, so the defects in the Nyaya, in the logic, Hetva Bhasa, we say those are all Hetva Bhasas. There are the distractions, there are possibilities of the becoming the logic failure. The cases are there, several cases where the logic can be failed. So those cases they are taking and presenting to them. They are establishing the defect in that. And also they are establishing the imperfection in the Sabda, and they are establishing the defects in the Nyaya, in the logic. In this way, so we can convince the Nyayayikas. So this is the Hetva Bhasas. That means the defects in the logic. So this can be the one weapon to destroy that's logic system, Nyaya system. But on that also, if you put some putting finger on their logic, then they will be refuting, and also you are putting like this. This is going on. This is still now also is keep on going on, this kind of argumentation. Ultimately, Rupa Goswami and our acharyas, they say this kind of dry logic will not take you to the final destination actually, because our mind, intelligence, all are coming from the Prakriti, and that Prakriti, beyond that Prakriti, Lord is there. And you are taking those as instruments and trying to establish the creator of all this. What is this? It's not possible actually. This is it's not a meaningful thing also. Anyway, ultimately, if they don't leave, Neraye Patishyanti, they will go to the hell. Ultimately, if they don't listen, they will go to the hell. This is the final conclusion. That's why we cannot just wait for them. So if they are not accepting, maybe I also should not accept. Maybe I think I should also think something. No, actually, they will go to the hell. Then why we want to go? Do you want to go to hell? No, no. So we will not follow them. Okay. And anyway, our Acharya sufficiently established the defects in the Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramana in the Tattva Sandarbha. If you see the Tattva Sandarbha, very systematically he established the defects in the Nyaya system. That itself is establishing the. So there is then finally you have only one mean to accept, that is Shabda. So because all other books are closed.
Yes, yes.
That is the.
That is the Manas Jiv Goswami has given us.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Thank you. So Sachi Yashoda Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are taking great efforts to make us explain each and every word, giving us the references from Upanishads and all. But I'm having one question which will be very, very stupid and foolish also. Prabhu, when we are giving these references, ultimately everything is written by Śrīla Vyasadeva itself, isn't it? Like Upanishads and all. So we are taking the reference from his own. I'm not able to comprehend, Prabhuji. Like I say something, and when I'm trying to establish, I'm telling from my own thing. So how to understand this, Prabhu?
Acha, you are saying that also you only spoke, this also you only spoke, everything you are only speaking, then what is you are doing monopoly? What is this?
No, I'm maybe my
Okay, I
understanding
understood,
is wrong.
Mataji. I am just in a simple manner I am presenting. Okay, your doubt is reasonable. I am not saying, I am not rejecting your doubt. Your question is very authentic and very proper only. Yes, Vasudev is doing monopoly because he is the Acharya actually. You can see in the other books actually, in the other rishis like the Jaimini, like the Gautama, Kapila, all these Acharyas are there. They are all speaking based upon the Vedas. And first of all, you see, you should understand that Vasudev is also not manufacturing anything. Even the Puranas, Vedas, Itihasas, everything he is hearing and writing, that's all. Nothing is manufactured by anyone here. So Veda is Apaurushaya, is completely beyond any creation. It is eternal. It is there from the infinite time and it will be there for infinite time. From the beginningless, it is. So that's Vasudev is just compiling. So that's why, and also one more thing, in this whole universe, if you don't accept Veda and if you try to find something, some other mean to get the right knowledge, all other means are all defective only. And you have no other option to find which is not defectless. So that's why you have to accept Veda. If you show me anything, like if you say Pratyaksha Pramana is the way I can get the knowledge, that means by using our eyes, our senses, I can get the knowledge. If you say, so I will show immediately defect in that. You will also realize that. So show me then, who is the Pramana for us to give the knowledge? Show me. Nobody is there. Only the Veda is there. And that Veda is, anyway, Vasudev is compiling. He is a mediator and he is compiling. He is not manufacturing that. And then what is there? If you don't accept then Veda, then tell me from where you ask me. Then tell me where I can prove. From where I can prove things. You are saying that everything you are telling from the Veda only. It is also by the Vedas and that is also by the Vedas because everything is Veda actually. So show me any other Pramana which can be competent enough to stand with the against the Veda. Show me. Sachi Yashoda Mataji. You want to show that Pramana?
No.
Can you bring?
No, I'm not saying
if you want to bring that, bring that. Then we will discuss.
No, I'm not saying
Because,
that sense, Prabhuji. What I was trying to say
I am just, you are not challenging, just, we are, because Acharya is challenging, actually, Jiva Goswami challenged this thing, actually, in the Tattva Sandarbha. That's why I am representing him. We are challenging. If you want to say something is potent enough to establish something against the Vedas, then show me that. We will ready to discuss on that. That is the way we should answer actually. So because there is no other Pramana. Every Pramana is defective only. Only the Veda is Apaurushaya, is defectless. All other Pramanas are defective. Okay?
So, Prabhuji, should I understand that even though Vyasadeva has compiled everything, it is the way different schools of thoughts interpret and they are giving a wrong interpretation, and then how Vyasadeva is trying to say that, no, this your understanding is wrong, this is how you have to understand. So this is the way we have to understand the whole thing, Prabhu.
Vasudev is not manufacturing anything. He is giving as it is, which is there from the time immemorial, from the beginningless. So that is Veda is as it is given by him. But his literature, his work is only Vedanta Sutras. His manufacturing product is the product manufactured by him is only the Vedanta Sutras. There he is giving his opinion there. You can see that's ultimately Athato Brahma Jignasa. He's beginning with the Brahman only. So he's asking to inquire about the Brahman. So there he is giving his opinion, and there you can see. And that is also fully backed up by the Upajivika. So Upajivya for this Vedanta Sutras is what? Is a Bhagavatam actually. So ultimately that is also depending on all his Vedanta Sutras also depending on the Bhagavatam only. Bhagavatam is the source for the Vedanta Sutras. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Mate, Subhangi Mate.
Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful session. It's not just a question, Prabhuji. I was just writing down. You had said that whomever the Lord selects, only to them he is available. That means only they can.
He reveals his form to them.
So that reveals his form only we have elaborated and find out that Swam Tanum. From that only we are taking the connection, right, Prabhuji?
He reveals his own form. Form means Tanum, Swam means own. So own form is very important here. So that means it is always existing with him.
But you quoted one Sanskrit word, Prabhuji, Yammeva Yeshaha. What is that exact word for that Lord selection?
It is
Prabhuji?
there in the it is there in the file, Mataji. I sent in that Yammeva Yeshaha.
What, Prabhuji?
Select. Vranuti selects.
Yes. Yes. And
selects.
Selects.
Yes, yes. And that revealing the form, we are further elaborating, right, Prabhuji, as Swantanum and how our material body is.
Yam eva esha vrunite means selects, chooses.
Okay.
And vivrunite means reveals.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Anyway, so time is over. Anyway, always we miss our target. This is a natural thing. So day after tomorrow we'll start the second sloka. Dharma Projita. Please memorize that sloka, and so we'll discuss that. Okay. Thank you very much for kind and patient hearing. So I'm going to start another course actually on the three, that means Bhakti Prakaraha, means types. So types of the Bhakti. So there we will be discussing the Aropa Siddha Bhakti, Sangha Siddha Bhakti, and Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. The three kinds of the Bhaktis. It will help you by understanding the varieties of the possible varieties of the Bhakti. So it will help you to understand what is the desirable Bhakti, that is a pure Bhakti. So that's why this session, this is a 10 days, 10 sessions only will be in this course, and it is a simple course. So I already shared the flyer and the things, other great information. So please, you can forward to the others. So whoever is having, actually in Indian time, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. IST, I forgot to mention IST. So it is from the evening time, 6:30 to 8 o'clock evening. So whoever is interested, so they can come for that class. So thank you, Prabhu, for your kind and patient hearing. So vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Hare Bol. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I am ending the session here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.